Just to clarify, I do believe in ghosts, only because I believe I encountered one. I'm a very skeptical person, and not one to believe just anything. Also, my sister and grandma saw the exact same figure, and I didn't find out till years later. For some context, I was about 7 years old, waiting for my mom to pick me up to take me to school. I would usually watch TV and wait for her. On this particular morning, I remember I was sitting on her bed and felt like I was being watched. I turned my head, looking out of the room and into the hallway, and saw a black figure of an older man in a sombrero just standing there staring at me. I ran and closed the door till my mother got home. I was so scared I didn't tell her anything. The weird part was, I knew it wasn't a human, and it was not a comforting feeling. It was all black, but I could make out that it must have been a short man with a sombrero. About 18 years later, I was talking to my grandma, who told me she had seen a ghost at the same apartment twice. She described the guy exactly as I did, without knowing my story. She also told me my sister had seen him numerous times. That apartment always felt sad and depressing. Everyone who ever came there said they felt uneasy or that it had a horrible vibe to it. My stepdad moved in and after 2 months wanted us to move out. While my mom never saw anything and felt she couldn't move, she really wanted to. Till this day, I'll never forget what I saw, and I believe in ghosts because I truly believe I witnessed one. Also, my grandma said that a lady had just died in that apartment before we moved in, according to the neighbors. Also, I never sleep with or even have the door open to my room anymore. In the past week, I have seen shadowy figures 3 times. First time, it was at home in my backyard. At first, I thought I was seeing things, 'cause apparently your eyes can play tricks on you in the dark. But I saw it again, in my bathroom. It didn't move or anything, and just stood and hovered, watching me. I got scared and ran away. A few days after, when I was walking to work in the early hours of the morning, I see a figure across the road from the corner of my eye. I'm immediately paralyzed with fear and don't even look back there again. What does this mean? I've talked to my friend who is somewhat spiritual, and she told me not to fear it, that it could be a guardian angel or a spirit trying to make contact. I also talked to my friend, a Christian, and he told me to be careful. It could be a demon. I'm very scared. I hope never to see these things again, and I hope it's nothing more than just eerie encounters. I had sleep paralysis when I was a child, and I remember every dream I had before the paralysis took place. And I am wondering if there is anyone else out there that also remembers their dream before it happened to them. What did you dream about? And also, what did you see when you were awake? I saw the Hat Man when I was only 8 and didn't know other people around the world had seen the same thing as me until I researched it in my later years. I was standing in my hallway alone, and outside I noticed that my whole family is there. I turn my head to the left and I see the Hat Man approaching me. Instantly, I begin to freak out, and he tells me to calm down because he's not here for me. He's here for my family, as he proceeds to point out at them. Dreams of my dead sister, where I hold her in my arms, or I'm around her, Then out of nowhere, her eyes turn big and dark, and she jump scares me awake. Also, the last time I had dreamed of her, she was in a peaceful state of being and more grown up. Dreams of dead relatives, where they look for my parents. For example, my grandpa visited me in my dream, wanting to get some kind of contact from my mom. He was standing tall, 26 plus feet tall, dressed up in the suit he had been buried in. I described the suit to my mom, and she told me that that was indeed the one he had been buried in. Dreams where my dead friends chase me, and although nothing scary is going on in the dream itself, I ask questions like, is there a God? Is there an afterlife? What's the process of dying like? I ask him really personal questions and he does not answer. All that he has told me is that there is an afterlife. The process of dying is not that scary, and he had been in a recovery room for years before he visited me in my dream. He told me that he can finally be moving on to heaven. All of my dead relatives were looking young, groomed, well dressed up, and serene.